Canberra for Canada's Mortgage Minute on Monday, March the 11th. Hey, if you're considering a potential remodeling home renovation project, and I have clients from time to time who do this, I thought I'd share with you a few general tips that may not be a bad idea and things for you to consider. Number one is planning. That's right. If you're going to do a renovation of any type, especially if it's going to be a substantial one, do lots of time planning. Get involvement from a draftsperson. You can get somebody who does design, layout, whatever. The bottom line is the more planning you will do, the more money you will save. Because it's much easier at the planning stage to move lines around. I mean, you can erase something, you can shuffle something around. But I'll tell you, once you start actually, swinging hammers and planning things in, it's pretty tough and it's costly. Every little change is going to cost you money. So the more time you can do in the planning stage, the better off you're going to be. And remember also that if there's things not in your plans, they weren't included in your budget. And those are things that you have to consider when it comes time to be looking at that contract. Now, number two, the contractor. It's very important. This is a person who's going to be a key and integral part of the process. So you want a reputable contractor who does great work, and both of you are on the same page as to what your expectations are and what they figure you are wanting. This is where a lot of things break down. It's in the communication. Sometimes clients have an idea of, or they envision something as this. You know, a contractor might say, hey, well, I'm going to provide you baseboards. And the client might be thinking, oh, baseboards, Victorian style with all of this and this and this. And suddenly the baseboards go up and the person's like, well, this isn't what I thought. Well, this is what I was going to agree to provide. So be very specific with your contractor. It's fundamental that you get all of the terms laid out and that both of you are on the same page. Another important thing to do is check their experiences, check their references. If you would spend time doing research to buy a new plasma screen TV or a widescreen TV, at least spend as much time doing this, okay? And I've talked to people who unfortunately at times didn't. So make the effort, spend the time, get everything, do your due diligence. Are they with the Better Business Bureau? And if they're not, what are some of their references? Drive by some of the properties they said they've done. Don't just rely upon the word. Contact the people they've done work for. See if they'll give you permission to go inside and meet with them or check out the quality of their work. The more time you invest in this, the better off you will be and the happier you'll be. There's no guarantee that, sometimes you can have somebody who everything comes across perfectly, but when the final thing goes on, the project just does not go the right way. It can be disappointing. However, it's fundamentally rare that that happens. Most times when you've done the research, done the legwork on the individual, checked them all out, they usually turn out to be okay. Now, next step 3, of course, is the contract. You got to be really important when you do up your contract. It's very clear. Again, make sure it's got all the items that are included that you're expecting to be done. Ensure that the contractor understands this, you understand it. You're, again, both on the same page. You know what the expectations of a draw schedule are. When are they expecting to get paid? At what stage? How much are you going to have to pay up front? What are the terms if something doesn't go right? What about overages? What is going to be the allowance? How much time is the contractor going to spend on site? What are your expectations? What's their work schedule going to look like? What other trades are they involving? Be very, very specific once again. So those to me are typically the 3 things. It's planning, that's very important, choosing the right person and having the right contract. If you can do those 3 things and spend some time doing them, at the end of the day, the outcome will be wonderful. You'll wind up with a product that you're happy with. You're going to have a contractor. You're going to have a relationship you'll be happy to see versus unfortunately, versus what happens other times where people are cursing each other, it turns into a real nightmare and everybody can't wait to get out of the house. You don't want that. This is going to be something, if you're spending a reasonable amount of money on, it's got to turn out well. Now, with respect to renovations and things like that, if you are purchasing a new house or you're looking to refinance your existing house, there is programs like it's called Purchase Plus Improvements where we can integrate the cost of a renovation into the overall mortgage that you're doing. With today's amazingly low rates, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? That's a great opportunity. So if it's something you're definitely interested in, give us a shout. It's Cam, the mortgage man, the Auxilium team. We're always happy. We'll be happy to explain that product to you so you kind of understand it. You know how it works, but it is a fabulous product for people who do want to do a reasonable size renovation, and in some cases where they don't have the money to do it. And it can even be done, like I said, with brand new houses with as little as 5% down. Hopefully they've given you some ideas and insights. So if I was going to leave you with one key thing out of this, invest the time. Put the time into getting this process done really well, and don't shortcut the process because you won't be disappointed. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.